She loved in silence, like the moon loves the tide, quietly, faithfully, without ever demanding to be seen. Her heart spoke in the language of glances, in moments that never made a sound. There was a beauty in her restraint, a strength in her stillness, and a tenderness in the way she let her feelings bloom without ever plucking them from their roots. Nights would fall heavy with unspoken words, and she'd lie beneath their weight, smiling at memories that never fully happened. To her, love wasn't about possession, but about presence, about feeling someone so deeply that even their absence echoed through her soul. She carried her affection like a secret symphony, one only her heart could hear. And though the world saw only her calm, inside her lived 1,000 sunsets, all colored by the thought of him. She loved in silence, but that silence sang louder than words ever could. Every day, she watched him from the quiet corners of her life, a glance here, a fleeting smile there, like the warmth of sunlight slipping through curtains. Her love was not the kind that demanded notice, it was gentle, almost invisible, yet it burned endlessly inside her chest. She would write his name in the fog of her window, trace it on the edge of her notebook, whisper it to the night when the world fell asleep. He never knew, but she loved him in the way rain loves the earth, softly, persistently, giving everything and asking for nothing. Her heart became a diary that never found its reader. And yet, even in the ache of her longing, there was peace, because loving him, even in silence, made her feel alive. Sometimes she wondered if he could feel it, the way her eyes lingered, the tremor in her voice when she said his name. Maybe he knew, or maybe he never looked close enough. But love, real love, doesn't wait for recognition. It just breathes. It lives between the seconds when two souls pass each other and almost connect. She felt that pull every time he laughed, every time his voice filled the air. She memorized the way his hands moved, the tilt of his smile, the rhythm of his steps, as if learning a poem she'd never recite. And in every unspoken confession, she found beauty, because her silence wasn't emptiness, it was devotion painted in invisible ink. She loved him through seasons, through the changing light and the endless tomorrows. In her quiet world, time became an echo of what could never be. Each morning brought hope disguised as heartbreak, the hope of seeing him, the heartbreak of never saying a word. But she didn't need promises or forever, she only needed moments, fragments of connection that she could keep tucked inside her heart. To her, love wasn't something to be declared, it was something to be lived, in every sigh, in every song she hummed when no one listened. She carried him in her silence, and that silence became her universe. There were nights when the weight of her love felt too heavy, when she'd stare at the ceiling and imagine telling him everything, how his presence colored her world, how his absence hollowed it. But fear whispered louder than courage. She knew that some loves are not meant to be spoken, only felt, because the moment you give them words, they lose their purity. So she kept her love sacred, untouched by expectation, untarnished by reality. It was hers, the only thing in life that was truly, completely hers. And even if he never knew, she would still thank the stars for letting her heart find him, even in silence.